a man sacrificed for the good of humanity. And no, I am not talking about Jesus Christ, although cool dude. I am talking about Greekwario, because Greekwario finally got what he wanted. I am kidding, GDKPs are not back. Black Lotus prices are crashing. As you can see right here, we finally got the full announcement of the Black Lotus changes. Now, there was a lot of speculation with the community while I run into the auction house. There was a lot of speculation within the community of what was gonna happen and how would the prices be affected. Well, today, Tuesday, is the reset day and the changes are already live. Now, they tried to change the spawn rate of Black Lotus before by making it spawn twice as fast. It didn't do anything because, as you guys know, the bots are on top of the spawn point 24/7, so a normal player is never going to get to a Black Lotus, so it doesn't matter if there's 2 times more Black Lotuses, the same people have all the Lotuses, so they dictate the prices, it doesn't do anything. So Blizzard, after massive outrage that, let's be honest, we have one person to thank for bringing attention to this problem, whether we agree with him or not, Blizzard finally decided to do something today on the launch of Phase 8, but we got something more exciting than that, and that is Flask prices. So we're gonna go into the auction house and we're gonna check out the prices right now. Black Lotus was going for 450 gold. It then crashed before a week before because of the news of this event happening, and people didn't know exactly what price it was actually gonna go to because people didn't know what the future supply was. It was just a speculative crash, but we're gonna see the real prices now. And as you can see, Black Lotus is going for 140 gold. Pretty stable, right? Lots of 140 gold Black Lotuses. There is full 2 pages on the auction house of Black Lotuses. One curious thing about it, if you go to like a Flask, the Flask prices have not kept up. They are like still really high. They are like 240, something like that. I expect them to go down eventually. It's only been like 4 hours since the changes went live, so of course the market takes a while to eventually stabilize, but this is huge. You could say most classes can farm gold about 60 gold an hour, so you can get a Flask in about 2 hours now. Well, maybe not yet, but eventually. Prices are still going down every hour. So, what are the changes? With scheduled maintenance today, we have made the following changes on Anniversary Realms. Black Lotus can now occasionally be found when gathering Grom's Blood, Golden Samson, Dreamfoil, Mountain Silver Sage, Plague Bloom, or Ice Cap with 300 Herbalism skill. Okay, the 300 Herbalism is very important. They want to discourage bots from being able to pick up a low level, because like what you can get like Sansan for like 250, something like that. They want to make sure that it's actual endgame players that can get this instead of bots. That's a good change. I am surprised they didn't do it sooner. Picking a Black Lotus will sometimes drop an additional Black Lotus. They haven't posted it yet, it's not updated, so we don't know the actual details. But this is very big. We do not know the actual drop rate of Black Lotus, and that's a big one, right? Like, what is it? 1% chance? 2% chance? Every percentage you get is gonna give you a different result, and that means a different final price that we are eventually gonna reach once this entire supply stabilizes. But they are saying it's gonna come out of Grom's Blood, and it's gonna come out of Mountain Silver Sage, and it's gonna come out of Dreamfoil. That's the most important one. That means that there are several dungeons, mainly Dire Maul East, that you can farm to get a Black Lotus, and in turn, because you can farm in dungeons, the supply is in theory infinite. There is not a limit anymore on how many Black Lotuses can spawn. Yes, it is still very hard to get a Black Lotus, even if because it's rare, but it can in theory be farmed infinitely. What does it mean? It means that now bots, instead of hoarding the Black Lotuses and working to keep the prices up, they are gonna compete against each other and they are gonna push the prices down. Bots are gonna be in a race to the bottom, and that will crash the price really freaking hard. Of course, a lot of people farm Dire Maul East for gold already, and this will also make it more profitable for them, obviously. But I expect there's gonna be several different solo farms that are gonna be heavily botted to get Black Lotuses out of herbs in the dungeons. There is the Lasher farm, of course. This this is an old video from Frostadamus, but it is a quick illustration, right? Like, he farms, he can solo, if you're a mage, even a priest, you can also solo this. You can solo these lashers, and there's a couple herb nodes. You can see them in the map right there, like the little dots on the minimap. There is like 3 herbs you can get soloing this trash in Dire Molist. He's gonna see Grom's Blood. That's one of the herbs. So now Black Lotus is easily soloable, easily repeatable, and easily botable. That's right, bots are gonna push the prices down. You don't need a Black Lotus Mafia anymore. A Black Lotus Mafia cannot exist. Botters cannot enforce the prices anymore. So a bunch of tiny Venezuelans with their 2 accounts are gonna compete with the big botting farms to make Black Lotuses. This is freaking huge. Now that I got your attention, I want to say something I said before, and I will say it again. Make Elemental Fire cheaper. We need Elemental Fire. That's the big one. That's what's stopping a lot of casual raids from clearing BWL and Molten Core easily. They shouldn't be at 10 gold each. Come on, man. Also, if you can make the Mongoose a little cheaper, I wouldn't oppose to it, but actually, you need a Mountain Silver Sage, a Plague Bloom, and that's it, and your people are gonna be farming more in the open world because they got a chance of getting Black Lotus now, so hey, we might even see prices go down on the Elixir of the Mongoose, because there is gonna be more Herbalists, there is a bigger incentive for people to level Herbalism, and that should, in theory, increase the supply of those. Does this mean, however, that the economy is finally fixed forever? I wouldn't be so quick to say that, especially for a caster. Mana potions are ungodly expensive, so you also should look into that. And inflation is still gonna trend upwards because all the big money printing bot farms like Sunken Temple, they are still around and they are not going anywhere. So I expect inflation to still be pretty staggering, even though Black Lotus, the biggest problem from vanilla, is well over. Thank freaking God. But I don't know, what is the one price, the one item that you still think it is too expensive? We should maybe get a list together and like put it out to Blizzard that, hey man, you gotta do something about these items. There is a lot of those items. They didn't design this game. They didn't design the herbalism nodes or the profession materials for people to use a flask every single raid. That was not intended. And even if it did, less people raided in a server back then than now. So I absolutely think there is a lot of economic imbalances that need to be fixed, and that can absolutely be fixed. It is just flipping a freaking switch like they just did, changing a loot table on something, and that's it. I don't know. There is hope. Today, there is hope. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.